you guys. It's been a few months since I've checked in. My last check-in was in July, which was my 1 year back in the motherland. Um, and this video, vlog, whatever you want to call it, I want to get real with y'all. Um, that video, I seemed happy, and I was talking about my ups and my downs and what I struggled with and whatnot, but I was a mess. I was utterly just trying to cope with a lot of things. And so this update, it's now December. I wanted to do an update in November, but I just didn't get around to it. And I keep telling myself, oh, it's because you're too busy. I'm not. I'm honestly not. So let's begin. Ready? So I wrote about this. I kind of wrote like a summary of what's been going on my blog. You should check it out if you haven't. If you have, if you do, awesome. This year was quite a ride. So I made this channel in January, but I didn't post until like April. I believe was March, April was my first like time uploading something. And in January 31st of this year, I quit my job for several reasons. I was stressed. I was struggling to adjust. I had this whole mentality of I'm so blessed. I have a job like right away, which I was. But I went into it thinking like it's just gonna make my adjustment better. I'm gonna start working. I'm not gonna think about my family. I'm not gonna, be sad and depressed. And that wasn't the case. I started working, and like the first week or so of me working was August 9th, which is my mother's birthday. And it just sucked so much because I felt it was like my first time being away from my mom on her birthday, and I just wasn't there to give her a hug or to, it's just a lot of feelings. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna push through. But then in October, I got really sick. I ended up in the hospital. Y'all know this already. I had typhoid fever. It was a mess. And then November came, and I was really depressed. I was crying all the time. I was crying myself to sleep, and I can feel it. Like I could sense it. I was hurting my husband, even though he wouldn't like say anything, and he would try to help me. Like I can see it in his face how much it affected him, and it just sucked. And then December came, and November sucked because it was the first time being away from my family during Thanksgiving. And even though we don't celebrate Thanksgiving because of what it means and what it stands for, because that's trash. Who wants to celebrate massacre of dozens of people? But for us, like many people, Thanksgiving, we just got together and we ate, and everybody cooked something, and everyone got together at my sister's house or my mom's house or my aunt's house. And I would be the one that put everyone's names down into our Secret Santa. Like I was in charge of that, of creating our Secret Santa and whatnot. And it was the first time that I was just away from all that. And so we didn't even celebrate Thanksgiving because we weren't in the financial situation to be able to do so. And then December came, and I was like, Christmas is gonna kill me. But it didn't. I mean, it was still bittersweet, but we were able to go to Tlaxcala, which is where I'm from, and we spent it with my mom's side of the family. I got to see aunts and uncles and cousins that I hadn't seen in a very long time, which was kind of like meeting them again because I hadn't seen them since I was 3. So it was kind of like meeting all this side of my family that I hadn't seen or met before. So it was good. I was fine for the most part. And then for New Year's, we went to Mexico City, spent it with some of my dad's side of the family, which was great. But then we came back home, and I didn't want to go back to work. I was like, I can't do this. Like, it was just so much stress. You know, teaching is stressful as it is, but then add in being depressed and anxiety, and I still didn't really know where I lived. You know, people would ask me, oh, where do you live? I don't know, in some apartments. And I couldn't even tell them my address or where I lived near, or they would, you know, tell me the names of all these streets. And I was just like, yeah, I don't know. So my husband and I made the decision that I needed to take time off work, and that is why I quit my job. But it got to the point where I didn't want to leave the house. I was just crying. I was depressed, you know. My birthday came around, 'cause I'm a February birthday, and I'm used to, if anyone from back home sees this, you know, I'm used to throwing a party every year for my birthday, or going out, or just having a good time. It was like my one time of the year where I just went all out. No fucks given. Excuse the word. But I just, like, I didn't. Like, there were birthdays where I ended up in the hospital, in the emergency room, because I had alcohol poisoning, or because I was dehydrated from drinking so much. And, you know, not that I, you know, condone all that. Like, not that I am not saying that that's good, but that's just who I was. And so it was my first year having a really, really chill birthday with just my husband and his grandma, and that was it. So I took some time off, and that's when I began to explore the city and get acquainted with everything, and I can actually tell people where I live now. I don't get as lost as often. I still do every now and then, but for the most part, I know where I live now. I know the city. I know what bus to take. You know, like, it's just a lot better. And I was doing really good, you know. I started this channel. I uploaded the first videos, and then I got interviewed by Telemundo, and 2 of my videos have hella views. The others not so much, but those, like, the 2 first ones have hella views because of that interview. And it wasn't Telemundo, it was a newspaper, and then they shared it with Telemundo, and that's when it got out. And so I was doing okay. For Semana Santa, what is that? Spring break. For spring break, we went to my sister's down in Puebla, half sister, whom I had met in 2015 when she went to New York for some work related stuff. So I had met her in 2015, but I hadn't seen her since. I had never met her husband nor her kids. So we went. She invited us. We went. We spent like a week there. It was so much fun. It was great. I had a lot of footage that I wanted to share with y'all. But then I just never finished editing it fully. And then in May, like, after we came back from vacations, I had to go to the hospital again, and I had been feeling really sick. I thought it was my period. I had really, really bad cramps, or what I thought were cramps, and I was in so much pain that I started to throw up because of the pain. And so we went to the doctors. They ran tests. They did different kinds of ultrasounds, and they told me that I had a miscarriage. I didn't even know I was pregnant. I have PCOS. Again, check out my blog I talk more about it there. So it's extremely difficult for me to even get pregnant, and because of that, I just always take care of myself. You know, we always use protection. Even though we're married, we always use protection, because I didn't want to go through that. And, you know, the cards just had it in it that one way or another I was pregnant, and then I had a miscarriage. Granted, I was only 3 to 4 weeks. I didn't even know. And at first neither of us knew how to react. And I thought I was fine. And I had been going to a therapist since last year. I started going to a therapist in November of last year. And so we went to my therapist, and we told her what happened. She helped us go like through it and be okay with it. And that's why if I have a plant, I'll show y'all. I'll insert a picture. I have a plant. His name is Alex. She helped us get through that or get past it using this plant. That's why the plant's name is Alex, because it's a gender neutral name. Anyways, but after that, I felt like I had been fighting and I was out of this like hole, this depression. But that brought me right back down. I didn't want to do anything. I was tutoring every now and then, making, okay money, but I just didn't want to do anything. I felt like it was my fault because I didn't take care of myself because I didn't know. It was just a lot of feelings, and if you've ever been through a miscarriage, you know exactly, what you feel, and then you have people that tell you, oh, it just wasn't meant to be, oh, God had other plans. Yeah, I know, but it still doesn't take away the pain. So anyways, then July came, and it was a video that I posted last. I was okay. I was trying to move on. I had applied for this program to get my TOEFL certificate through the university, through Dayton University in Ohio. So I didn't finish my application because I'm dumb. But then in July, like on my way to, like the day before we went on vacation for our first anniversary, I got a call saying someone dropped and they had an opening if I was interested. So when I tell you within like 2 to 3 days, I did the application, did the interview, and got accepted to the program, it was a blessing. Like I needed that to move on. I needed something to do to get out of that freaking hole that I was in. And it did. Fast forward 2 weeks past, first week of August, I went to Mexico City and to start this program, to start the first module. And I met a lot of amazing people, and I'm hoping I'm going to see them again in February. So I'm hoping that in February I'm able to get some footage of them, to record them, so they can share their stories, so you guys can see other experiences, not just my own. So I'm hoping y'all send prayers, positive vibes my way, that in February I'll be able to do that. And let's go to now. I'm in the second to last module of the program, but I've been struggling. Like there've been days where I don't want to do anything. So if you have depression or anxiety, you know what it feels like. Some days you're fantastic, you're great, you're on this high, and then other days you just don't want to get out of bed. And it's difficult to explain it to someone that's never felt that way, because like for me, I know I have a good life. I have a decent job. I work the hours that I want to work, the days that I want to work, and I'm able to finish this program to get my certificate. And I'm like, it's just some days, for no reason, I don't feel like doing anything. And it sucks so much. And a lot of people call it, it's seasonal depression, where in the winter it gets worse. Yeah, it gets so much worse for me in the winter. This week, I haven't left my house since Monday, and it's currently Friday, because I don't want to. I don't feel like getting up. I don't feel like getting dressed. I don't feel like even eating some days. But I do it because I have to. Because I want to stay alive. So, that is my update. I'm good. I'm still working. I am hoping that next school year I'll be able to work at a school. I finished my program in February. So like I said, hopefully in February I'm able to record some of my classmates. Yeah, they're classmates. Some of my classmates, so I can share their stories along with mine. Follow me on Instagram this got really sad for me out of nowhere. So I'm just trying to wrap it up now. Follow me on Instagram. Sometimes I post on there, especially if I go on trips. I'll post like pictures or videos when I'm out. Not as frequent as I wish, but I do. I'm probably gonna do like a little mini video about my Friendsgiving, because I wanted to upload a video about that, but now I'm just too lazy to edit it all to make it into a YouTube channel. So I'm probably just gonna do little snippets of it and post that on Instagram. Friendsgiving was really fun. It was interesting. I had a lot of things sent from the US because we couldn't find them here. But it was fun. It gave me a sense of, I don't know, like I felt kind of at home, if that makes sense. I'm rambling now. Anyways, follow me on Instagram. Check out my blog. I tend to write pretty often, or I try to. Yeah, I don't know when I'm gonna upload next. So if it's before 2020, cool. If it's not, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year, and I don't know. I'll see you when I see you. Bye.